Hi Capricorn, and welcome to your weekly tarot reading. So I'm going to pull you one card and I'll shuffle the rest of the deck. So you've got no place like home. This can obviously talk about being at home within your own house, yeah? But I find in no place at home, it can be about a person that makes us, you know, that feeling some people give us in our life where we just feel at home with their presence. Okay, so it can represent that. It can talk about a place. It can talk about being authentic within your own being. So when we're authentic in our own being, we don't repress our truth. We don't repress our authenticity. And really that's not far off what an enlightened state is. I'm not saying we go about, you know, sucking crap at other people. That's not the way forward, okay? But I'm talking about just being in a state of okayness with your own self and being an authentic person in the fact that you don't repress. You don't put up with crap just for the sake of it. Everything that makes us feel like the Ten of Wands, yeah? That's what no place like home means, okay? But again, being in your truth doesn't mean that we throw our emotional crap at other people, okay? So give me 6 cards for Capricorn. Sorry, guys, I lost it a bit there. 6 cards. I'm going to split the cards one more time. Please give me clear messages for Capricorn about what lies ahead this week. I've got the Tower behind you, breaking through the Devil card. So maybe this is what the authenticity means, okay? The Gift is the Victory card. Yes, wonderful. The Challenge is a Page of Cups, isn't it always? Okay. 8 of Pentacles showing up in your relationship house. 2 of Swords underneath the Victory card. Outcome, the Justice card. Upright, which tend to be very positive. So the Tower behind you. The Tower is about freedom. It breaks through the restriction of the Devil card, that feeling that nothing's moving. I don't think there's many people who, yeah, the Justice card is with the Ace of Cups. I don't think there's many people watching who don't know exactly what I'm talking about, okay? And it's very funny because the Tower card I would express is that no place like home in a certain way, because it's not living in a place of self-denial. It's about authenticity. It's about the truth. And remember, the truth isn't about socking it to people, Capricorn. Yeah? Yeah. The truth is about being true to your own self. Not denying yourself, not putting up with crap because that's all we're worth. Yeah, all those stories that we tell ourselves. The Tower is breaking down the restrictions of Saturn. It's a breakthrough card, actually. Always a very exciting energy when it shows up in a reading, okay? Obviously not always, but there was a problem we'd have. Sometimes the Tower can have a destructive energy, but only if we've been living in a state of self-denial, okay? So I don't think you have, because the 6 of Wands is right next to it. This is the Victory, triumph after adversity. And it's almost this feeling that everyone's clapping as this guy comes into town on his horse, because there's been this incredible breakthrough in your life. And I love cards like this. I'm sorry, you know, see, sometimes being a tarot reader can be very, I deal with a lot of personal pain in people, and other times it's fantastic. These two together are very beautiful. It's like the truth shall set me free, yeah? The challenge is the Page of Cups. So there's an emotional dynamic here. And other people are showing up for you is the Eight of Pentacles. So this can play out a couple of ways. I'll clarify it. Either there's someone in your life who's trying to resist the whole dynamic. Yeah, it's I quite love the card's almost quite, I'm not saying it's funny, Capricorn, I didn't come across that way, but sometimes the Eight of Pentacles is a card of people showing up in your life and they're trying to kid on that actually nothing's happening. Or the Eight of Pentacles is a card, it's quite a strong work card, by the way. So it's a card about understanding the amount of work a certain relationship might take. Okay? But if any sign is able to give that work and that commitment, that it's definitely going to be you, Capricorn. Okay? What's the Eight of Pentacles about, please? With the Eight of Wands, so some of you, this is other people's energy. There might be a lot of communication. I don't always love the Eight of Pentacles as other people's energy. It's not a bad card. It might be that a lot of your dynamics are around work at the moment, by the way. A lot of communication, a lot of work. So your relationship world is more focused on work. Or there's someone trying to kid on this isn't happening. Whatever the energy's about, because the Page of Cups is a challenge. Okay? Which means, and the Ace of Cups is here. So the Ace of Cups is obviously about love. There's no way around it. The Page is the energy that begins to express that love. He walks forward and he's got the Grail in his hand, but it's your challenge. So some of you might be dealing with someone who's resistant, basically. Again, as I said, Aquarius got a very similar reading, and I seem to spend most of my life working with this Ace of Cups. Because a lot of people are very, very scared of the huge openness and vulnerability that entails being in love with someone. So, and that, I'm thinking about that No Place Like Home card. People try and avoid it. They try and sort of close it out, focus on work and kid on it's not happening. It's a good strategy for a little while, but you tend to end up in a bit of a mess if you do it long term, okay? There's definitely communication, but it's strange old communication, Capricorn. And it's definitely to do with revealing of feelings, because of that Page of Cups is a challenge, and the Ace of Cups showing up here with the Two of Swords. So I'm really not laughing, I promise you. The Two of Swords, look, the picture tells a story. Blindfold, nothing's happening. It is a card of peace. That's its additional meaning, is peace. It's a golden blindfold, so you're not being tortured by the Eight of Swords, by the way, okay? It's got this golden blindfold on, but there's definitely a sense of, there's classically an emotional issue here, Capricorn. There is no doubt about it. That's stalled. Is it okay to say that? Which is really odd. You're only my second reading, and both people have had pretty much the same reading. Okay, now the outcome is a Justice card. So Justice card is Libra. It represents harvest time and reaping what you've sown, okay? Because essentially that's what the earth plane is about. And also sometimes we have a really, really, really long harvest and a really long wait to reap our energy. But that's what the Justice card represents. So tell me more. I mean, the Ace of Cups is the clarifier, which means to me there's something going on around an emotional issue. Some of you really are in that very, very, very difficult life circumstance that there's love with someone who's a little bit blocked off to the love. Incredibly challenging when it comes into our lives, Capricorn. So or maybe it's you. I can't help feeling it's other people because of that Eight of Pentacles. So the Justice card is with the World card. So two huge harvest time and very, very successful completion of some sort of story here. I think tell me one. Give me one card for the work situation for Capricorn to see if I can get where this is all taking place. The work situation, Fool, very beautiful. This is about new pathways. Not everyone likes the Fool. The Fool's about new potentials and new pathways. Okay, it tends to be a very, very exciting card about possibilities opening up for you. Tell me the card of relationships. I'm wondering if this is where the one card to clarify the relationship dynamic. Yeah, Seven of Wands. So some of you are dealing with that love nature with someone who's... The Seven of Wands isn't a total blocking energy because look, the doors are a little bit open, but it's not wide open. There's not a flow of authentic dialogue. There's not a flow of expression. And that's where the Page of Cups is a challenge, because the Page carries the Grail. He instigates, he brings these feelings into form and allows them to take this shape, okay? I think for some of you, there's a lot of victory happening this week. I think it's maybe around work when the relationship dynamic is a little bit, is challenging the right word? There's something going on, some sort of boundaries up between the two of you, some sort of resistance. And as I said, Capricorn, I spend most of my life doing my readings around the Ace of Cups card because it's very frightening for some people, because most of us have a story when we've opened up to the wrong people. So when a card like the Ace of Cups comes, it can be quite it can be a big story for some people. I think a lot of your victory is going to be about work and the relationships. You know what, Capricorn? I don't dislike it. It all depends on how resistant the other person is to how the story is going to play out. And we don't have any control over that. We only have control over our own well-being. Okay? I'll be back next week doing the September readings. And lots of love, guys. Bye.